Brothers and sisters, settle, settle! I come to you this day with great news! My starry disciples, our search is nearly complete! For decades we've toiled and scoured and fished about this wretched continent for that ever-elusive tome, the Grimoire Eternus, the book to end all books, the storied and long-fabled...
The Necronomicon!
Yes, Sister Halo, that's the one. Next time, maybe you let the actual cult leader speak its eternally horrible name, yeah? Thank you. The Necronomicon! Yes! No doubt some among you have questioned its very existence. Our search has been wide and our labor great, with as yet no return. Well, brothers and sisters, it may be that we have come upon its actual location. Brother Bright. Gregory, we talked about this, man. This night, brothers and sisters, our men
and women
are on their way to retrieve that tome as we speak. Is this not what we've been looking for since our establishment is a legitimate death cult?
Yes!
Is it not in our official membership charter?
Yes!
Is it not we who should be the first and only to lay our hands upon it?
Yes!
Shall we let the abominable butcher or other lesser cults get their stinking paws on our glorious bounty now that it is so closely within our reach?
Yes!
No! And with the Necronomicon finally in our hands, nothing will stop the Haunter from regaining his true form. No end to the work!
No end to the work! So where is it?
We have found him, brothers and sisters. The man who will lead us to it. We have found him, and we watch. We watch.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're playing Gibbous, a Cthulhu adventure. So we just saw the intro of this game, and I can just have to say, I love it already. So this game launched today on Steam, and a bit of background on the game. It was on Kickstarter back in 2016. It reached funding, and it just released today. One of the main reasons I was drawn to this game is the art style. It's traditionally animated, so it reminds you of the old school kind of Disney animated feature films. And just before we get started in the game, let's run through the options menu. There's not much by way of graphics options. It's just your speech, your music, and all that. Nothing as far as VSync or, you know, increased visual fidelity. So that being seen, let's start a new game.
Read all about it, sir. Hurricane Herbert, storm of the century.
A storm. That's the least of my worries. Change. Everything's changing. Always changing. What's a Joe supposed to do? You take a new case and it's all you can do to be prepared for whatever it throws your way. The only thing you can know is whatever it's tossed at you won't make any kind of sense butt up against the last thing. It's the change, you see. I've been hired to locate some kind of ancient book. Supposed to have inside of it the kind of stuff makes a Joe's guts turn salt and sallow. Real type mystical mumbo jumbo, which I guess explains the weirdo cults popping up all over Darkham. You know something's left of center when the folks hiring you want to keep themselves all secret-like. Cash is cash, though, and I could really use the milk. That something doesn't change. Put some weight on my man in rare and forbiddens. The kind of pressure makes a Joe's stomach jackflip, and he points me at this dark and ancient library. Dark and ancient? Huh. What's not dark and ancient in Darkham? Damn. Most times, the new is just as bad as the old. Sometimes worse.
I love that the game takes place in Darkham. Just in case you need to know, it's a dark and ancient place.
Well, here it is. Miskatonic Library. Not the, friendliest place in town. And this town and Friendly ain't even in the same zip code.
Alright, so we're in Darkham. So this is, I believe, a point-and-click game. It says there, press spacebar to reveal hotspots. So, 2 options, darken and more darken. So let's go to darken. There's 2 options here on click. There's eyesight and cogwheel. Let's click the cogwheel. What does that do?
No, I gotta investigate the library first.
Okay.
Darkham, horrible hellhole. Never thought I'd stick around when I came here 23 years ago. She was local, young and unstable, and I was probably too much to handle. Then she left me with an empty bottle of 81 proof and a broken heart. My gut instinct was telling me I could look at everything a second time, glean extra information that might be useful, or not.
Look at everything a second time. So, is he suggesting that we look at this a second time?
The brooding, festering horror of the ancient town. Weird, that just popped into my head from nowhere.
Okay. So, we could also look at this too. More darken.
Not nearly as badly lit as the name would suggest, but more than compensating on the creepy scale.
Let's try looking at that again.
Not your prettiest tourist-friendly town.
So once again, I just have to say I really like the aesthetic of this game. Just looks so good. Okay, so a bunch of stuff to look at over here. There's a vine-covered gargoyle. Let's look at that.
Looks like some kind of gargoyle, swallowed almost whole by those dead vines.
Okay. The moon. Let's look at the moon.
Crescent moon, shining down on the horrid husk of a town that is Darkham.
Crazy vines?
You know, they really have a vegetation problem out here.
Okay, let's head on to the column.
There are pretty big things I'm willing to carry around, but columns ain't one of them.
Wrong thing, okay. Let's look at that.
There's tiny graffiti on it. Stay in school. I guess it's an advice column.
Funny pun over there. Okay. A bunch of stuff to look at in here. F5 to save the game. Let's do that. Strange bas relief.
They really went out of their way to make this place as creepy as possible.
Yeah, this library doesn't seem too conducive to reading, really. It's poorly lit. Not a lot of seating options. Okay, book rack. Let's look at that.
Rows and rows of moldy old books. For some reason, they seem particularly unattractive.
Study area?
That's where folks get strange, ancient diseases by flipping the wrong pages with their bare fingers.
Oh man. A dusty, intriguing book.
It's a dusty old book. Its title's really hard to read.
Popular book section.
It's the popular book section. Apparently, all Daniel Maroon novels. You know, Vatican mysteries and all that.
Okay, strange medallion.
It's like that strange, tentacled beast is watching me.
Alright, let's go up to the desk.
That desk is literally blocking my access to knowledge. I guess I could lean on it while I interrogate the librarian, but I'm naturally intimidating.
Yeah, as we saw in the flashback, he literally stepped on his informant's foot in order to get some information, so he doesn't seem too intimidating. Let's see what he thinks of the librarian first before we speak to him.
If my detective cylinders aren't misfiring, that's gotta be the librarian.
Okay, speak to him.
Evening.
Good evening, sir.
Let's get to the point. The name's K-Type.
The name's K-Type. Don Archetype. Here to see about a book.
Well, you've come to the right place.
Yeah, it's called the Necronomicon. Do you have it?
Oh, that book. Yeah. Let me check. Yeah, they're all lent. All versions of it.
There's more than one?
Why, sure. You've got your Oh, wait, you're talking about the real Necronomicon, aren't you? Yeah, no, sorry, that doesn't actually exist.
Doesn't exist, huh? My employer seems to think otherwise.
An ancient grimoire full of arcane writings that could summon powerful demonic entities and potentially fold reality onto itself? We don't really carry that kind of stuff here. Chances are, it's nothing but a myth, Mr. Ktype.
I love that his name is Dun Archetype, because he's an archetype of just like, you know, your stereotypical, you know, brooding detective. Okay, let's see. No such thing as the Necronomicon, you say?
No such thing as the Necronomicon, you say? Mind if I, snoop around your collections a little while?
I don't mind personally. You'd have to talk to Mr. Orn about the rare books department, though. At the moment, he's really busy with some new arrivals upstairs, so you'd have to wait a while. But, sir, waste of time, really. That book is just a legend. An ugly, ugly legend.
You wouldn't happen to be intentionally concealing it, would he?
You, wouldn't happen to be intentionally trying to conceal it from me, would you?
I'm just a librarian, sir. As far as I know, the real Necronomicon is a myth. Sorry to disappoint you. You haven't been the first to come and ask about it, and you probably won't be the last. Definitely our most popular inexistent book.
Who else has been interested in it?
Everyone, from excitable teenagers to these freaky cultist types that seem to crop up everywhere in the last few months. Just when you thought Darkham couldn't get any weirder, these clowns come along and prove you so wrong.
Let's find out more about the cultists.
What can you tell me about these cultists?
Well, they come in all shapes and sizes, can't really tell them apart. I mean, it's not like they waltz in here dressed up in ceremonial robes or anything, but you can tell from the way they speak, they're not all there.
Isn't he a bit young?
Aren't you a bit young to be a librarian?
Look, I can tell you come from a different era, but between you and me, that's straight up ageist.
Oh, really? And that, different era business ain't?
Touché, Mr. Ktype. I'm a student, it's a job, it's quiet, it pays the bills.
Alright. Aren't you... Okay, let's ask him.
Aren't you a bit too old to be a student?
I like the cut of your jib. That's something your type would say, right?
My type? Now look here, son.
There it is again.
Ugh. I didn't catch your name, Mr.
Kerwin. Buzz Kerwin.
That's an interesting surname and an accent that I can't quite place.
Yeah, I'm half Romanian. My mom was born in Transylvania. I kept her family name because it sounds cool, you know?
Never get teased because of that?
No. For Buzz, on the other hand, plenty.
All right, Mr. Kerwin. I guess I'll have to wait.
So someone's, one of the cultists has just left something at the front door. Double-click screen exit arrows to teleport. Okay. What is that? Thing on the doorstep. Middle mouse button. Okay. What is that? This is a diary. Sources hint at the Necronomicon hiding in plain sight inside the Miskatonic library. How plain that sight is remains to be seen. Gotta look into it ASAP. Okay. So middle mouse button opens up your diary menu. So let's look at the thing on the doorstep. We could look at it before we pick it up.
There's a thing on the doorstep there. Looks like a package.
Now let's pick it up. Okay, so I guess we can middle mouse button again, and okay, so this is pretty much your inventory. Let us examine.
It's this thing I found on the library's doorstep. Looks like a package of some sort.
Are we supposed to take that with us somewhere? Okay. Perhaps you might have to go back into the library with it. Okay, we can talk to him about the package. Let's see what he has to say about that.
I found this thing on the doorstep. Were you expecting a package?
No, not really. Let's see it. There's a note here. Oh, it's for you.
For me? What does it say?
Too long have you meddled in our business, K-Type. Here's your chance at a bright future for a change. Mhahahahahaha. Is it me or is this thing ticking? Mr. K-Type! He's gone.
Was that you making all that racket, Kerwin?
No, Mr. Orange, sir. Someone set off a bomb in here. I was about to call the police.
Nonsense! You call this a bomb? You should have seen Dresden, son! Now that was some firepower right there! Clean up a little, will ya?
Okay, sir.